The bodies of more than 900 civilians have been discovered in the region surrounding the Ukrainian capital following Russia's withdrawal, most of them fatally shot, police said, an indication that many people were simply executed. The jarring number emerged shortly after Russia's defense ministry promised to step up missile attacks on Kiev in response to Ukraine's alleged aggression on Russian territory. That ominous warning followed the stunning loss of Moscow's flagship in the Black Sea, which a senior U.S. defense official said on Friday was indeed hit by at least one Ukrainian missile. Amid its threats, Moscow continues preparations for a renewed offensive in eastern Ukraine. Fighting also continues in the pummeled southern port city of Mariupol, where locals reported seeing Russian troops digging up bodies. Around Kiev, Andriy Nebatov, the head of Kiev's regional police force, said bodies were abandoned in the streets or given temporary burials. He cited police data indicating 95% from gunshot wounds. Consequently, we understand that under the occupation, people were simply executed in the streets, Nebatov said. Camera icon: a cemetery worker takes a rest from working on the graves of civilians in Bucha during the war with Russia, in the outskirts of Kiev. Rodrigo Abd, AP. More bodies are being found every day, under rubble and in mass graves, he added. The largest number of victims were found in Bucha, where there were more than 350, he said. According to Nebatov, utilities workers in Bucha gathered and buried bodies in the Kiev suburb while it remained under Russian control. More violence could be in store for Kiev, after Russian authorities accused Ukraine of wounding 7 people and damaging about 100 residential buildings with airstrikes in Bryansk, a region bordering Ukraine. Camera icon: volunteers carry the body of a man during the war to a refrigerated container in Bucha, in the outskirts of Kiev, Ukraine, Thursday, April 14, 2022. Rodrigo Abd, AP. Authorities in another border region of Russia also reported Ukrainian shelling Thursday. The number and the scale of missile attacks on objects in Kiev will be ramped up in response to the Kiev nationalist regime committing any terrorist attacks or diversions on the Russian territory, Russian Defense Ministry spokesman Igor Konashenkov said. However, Ukrainian officials said their forces did strike a key Russian warship with missiles. A senior U.S. defense official backed up the claim, saying the U.S. now believes the Moskva was hit by at least 1, and probably 2, Neptune missiles. Camera icon: Russian missile cruiser Moskva before it sunk. Mol, AP. The Moskva, named for the Russian capital, then sank while being towed to port Thursday after suffering heavy damage. Though Moscow did not acknowledge any attack, saying only that a fire had caused ammunition on board to detonate, the loss of the ship represents an important victory for Ukraine and a symbolic defeat for Russia. The loss was viewed as emblematic of Moscow's fortunes in a 7-week invasion, widely seen as a historic blunder following the retreat from the Kiev region and much of northern Ukraine. A flagship Russian warship is a worthy diving site. We have one more diving spot in the Black Sea now. We'll definitely visit the wreck after our victory in the war, Ukrainian Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov tweeted Friday in a boast.